I wanted to start with this chart right here. This is the net realized profit loss metric. This metric represents the net magnitude of profit or loss realized by coins. And so this actually flipped to net losses. So you can see right here this third time, but previously it has been a key indicator of localized bottoms on the move up here. And it's hard to differ between, is this the start of the bear market or is this a local bottom? But we can see that this would be the start of potentially a local bottom. I did want to move to this next chart right here, move through this quick and swiftly. This is actually short-term holder supply in profit or loss ratio. This metric represents the ratio of short-term holder supply in profit to short-term holder supply in loss. And this is actually an ARK Invest indicator to see the local bottoms in a bull run and the tops in a bear market. So the inverse. And so right now, short-term holder supply is sitting at a loss, levels lower than the last two bear market bottoms. And this just goes to show you that short-term holders are in deep negative right now because they bought the peak of top of Bitcoin. And it kind of displays the best time for buying and marking a local bottom. And the last thing I kind of want to discuss here is kind of this, first off, the negative outlook for Bitcoin. Matt's going to get into it on the chart here. I hope he can show this for you guys. But when, just mapping a trend line on Bitcoin, it has kept a consistent higher high and higher low, but it recently broke beneath that this past weekend with, if you pull up this trend line that I show up here, it has 6 touch points on it, and kind of breaking it below it is not that great for a macro uptrend. I know, maybe my artistic ability isn't as good as Matt's, but hopefully, Matt, you can get into the chart there, because if this is true, what would we need to see confirmation of that? Back test the trend line and then keep continuing lower. That would be the start of moves lower into potentially a bear market. So what we're in our minds, it's like, oh, we're establishing support for continuation higher, but the opposing view can be true. And so what does that mean? Well, we don't know yet. We have to see what happens here. The last thing I wanted to say was about Bitcoin dominance, because it looks technically cooked. It has a bearish flag on a weekly chart. It's in a downtrend. And so we have all of this that's culminating here. And then where we care about as altcoin holders is with Bitcoin dominance, because in previous market cycles, you see a flush of 40% in Bitcoin dominance. You see this money roll into altcoins, and you see altcoins go crazy. This is the altcoin season. And so this is maybe the positive outlook, where this could be the start of, some relief in the altcoin market. But, macro here, it doesn't look ultimately, we're seeing some weakness right now.